Everyone has heard of Peppa Pig, whether you're 5 or 50 years old. This famous little piglet has captured the hearts of children and quite a few adults around the world. However, there's a detail that many people don't know. Peppa Pig might not be as original as we all think. Have you ever heard of Olivia the Pig? A cartoon released in the United States in 2009, based on a children's book series first published in 2000? That's right, our beloved Peppa may have drawn quite a bit of inspiration from this other franchise. But how true is that? Let's solve this mystery today. Pig families. Let's start with something that, to us, is one of the most intriguing similarities between the two shows: the families of the two protagonists. If you think this is just a coincidence, pay close attention. First, Olivia is the eldest daughter in her family, just like Peppa. So far, so good. But guess what? Both have a younger brother. Peppa's brother is George, and Olivia's brother is Ian. And both wear blue shirts. Seriously, how is this possible? Want more? Both little brothers love dinosaurs. However, while George is practically obsessed, Ian splits his time between dinosaurs and robots. Maybe this was an attempt to make Ian a bit different from George, but in the end, they're still very similar. Can you imagine the two playing together? It'd be absolute chaos. And it doesn't stop there. Just like Peppa has Mommy and Daddy Pig, Olivia also has her parents, who are simply called Mom and Dad. Do you see any differences? Honestly, I don't. It might seem like a series of coincidences, but when you look at everything together, hard to believe it's just that. If you haven't started jotting down these clues yet, I suggest you do now. And this is just the beginning. We've got plenty more to show you in this video, so put on your golden boots and join us as we dive into the amazing world of Peppa Pig. Peppa versus Olivia. Now let's talk about our protagonists, as this is where things get even more suspicious. Both are young piglets, full of energy and fun, always ready to embark on new adventures. Each episode delivers an important lesson, and they learn while playing. But that's not all. Both are called Pig. For Peppa, it's actually her surname, while for Olivia, it's more of a title like Sonic the Hedgehog. Think that's not enough? Take a closer look at their outfits. Both Peppa and Olivia wear red dresses. 2 similarities could be a coincidence, but 3? That's enough to raise eyebrows. I know it sounds like an exaggeration, but when you put it all together, it becomes almost impossible not to suspect some sort of connection between the two. Whether it's inspiration or plagiarism, something is definitely going on here. And the most curious part? This isn't where the similarities end. One more thing we need to mention before moving on to the most surprising part of this mystery. Uncle Garrett, from Olivia's series, is one of the few adults with a name. In contrast, Peppa's world rarely reveals real names for the adults. This pattern of not naming adults is already enough to link the two series in a fascinating way. If you found everything suspicious so far, hold on, there's even more coming your way. But for now, do you think Peppa is truly a copy of Olivia? Or is this just an absurd series of coincidences? If yes, comment below with the word copy. Book. Alright, we know that Peppa Pig sometimes seems like it could have been copied from another show, but the truth is there's a much more interesting story behind this, and get ready, because your perception of this controversy might completely change. First of all, Olivia the Pig came after Peppa, at least on television. Peppa Pig has been on the air since 2004, celebrating 20 years of success since its first episode. Meanwhile, Olivia the Pig started airing in 2009, which is 5 years later. Looking at it from this perspective, it's easy to think that Peppa didn't copy anything, right? After all, how can you imitate something that didn't exist yet, or can you? Truth is, Olivia the Pig is much older than it seems. Before becoming a cartoon, she was the star of a children's book series written by Ian Falconer, with the first book published in 2000, 4 years before Peppa Pig debuted on TV. This changes everything, doesn't it? At this point, very possible that Peppa Pig creators Neville Astley and Mark Baker read the Olivia books and drew some inspiration to create the world's most beloved animated piglet. Does that mean they copied everything? Probably not. Despite some similarities, two series also have significant differences. Difference 1: the world. Before reaching a verdict, we need to take a closer look at the details. Starting with the worlds of these two piglets, clear that there are major differences. In the Peppa Pig universe, the planet is inhabited by animals of many different species who behave like humans. They work and interact. This massive diversity gives the show a unique charm. Characters like Gerald Giraffe or the famous Miss Rabbit add special touches to the series. On the other hand, in Olivia the Pig, the world is far more limited in this sense because all the characters are pigs. Yes, every character looks similar to the protagonist. While it's an interesting concept, we must agree it's much more fun to see a world where elephants, cats, and dogs coexist than one made entirely of pigs. Difference 2: family. The protagonists' families are another point that highlights their differences. In Olivia the Pig, Piglet doesn't have just one sibling. She has 2, Ian, who is slightly younger, and William, who is a baby. In addition, Olivia's family has several pets: a dog named Perry, a cat named Edwin, and a goldfish simply called Goldfish. Meanwhile, Peppa's family consists only of Peppa, George, Daddy Pig, and Mommy Pig. They don't have any pets, and the family structure is much simpler, which allows the show to focus more on the main characters. Difference 3. Personality. We can't forget the personalities of the two protagonists, which are also quite different. Olivia is more well-behaved and organized, even having a rules for life list that she frequently references. She's very creative and constantly imagines what she wants to be when she grows up. Peppa, on the other hand, is all about chaos. She has a kind heart and loves to play, but being so young, she sometimes throws tantrums or behaves unfairly. Who could forget the episode where she almost destroyed Mommy Pig's computer? What's great about Peppa is that she always learns from her mistakes, delivering small but valuable lessons to help children learn too. Olivia also offers important lessons, but in a much more structured and organized way. In the end, this gives both piglets very distinct identities. We're about to reveal our final verdict on all of this, but in the meantime, make sure to click that subscribe button below and join our community of Peppa Pig fans. And maybe even Olivia the Pig fans too. Who is the best? You know, in the world of animated shows, inspiration is a key word. And when we talk about programs that have defined generations, Peppa Pig undoubtedly stands out. But there's an interesting twist to this story about Olivia the Pig, because the beloved piglet who came first ended up being somewhat forgotten. It's not that Olivia's books or show were bad. Not at all. The thing is, creators of Peppa Pig found a formula that just works. They captured the hearts of kids all over the world with their show, and that's no small feat if it were just luck. The series wouldn't still be dominating TV screens and delighting little ones after 2 entire decades. Seriously, not every day that a piglet becomes a global phenomenon. Neville Astley and Mark Baker, cartoonists who brought Peppa to life, managed to take elements that worked in Olivia's story and use them in an incredibly original way. The result? One of the biggest symbols of children's animation, with toys, clothes, and even theme parks spread across multiple countries. Can you imagine the impact of that? And honestly, Olivia herself might agree with this in her own way. Her show aired about 5 years after Peppa Pig became an overwhelming hit. It's quite likely that her producers thought, if Peppa can do it, why can't Olivia? Unfortunately, it didn't turn out that way. Olivia's show only lasted 2 seasons, and her books concluded with 11 volumes. This adorable piglet's world didn't have the time to grow as much as it could have. Who knows, if they had invested more, we might have seen a closer competition between the two. Even so, we must give Olivia the credit she deserves. Without her, Peppa Pig's creators might not have found the inspiration they needed. Olivia may not have stolen the spotlight, but her existence served as a crucial foundation for something much bigger. Crazy to think about, right? If not for Olivia, Peppa Pig might never have been invented. And let's be honest, the world would be just a little less fun without Peppa. Haha. And you know what's even cooler? This isn't something so rare. Many shows end up inspiring new series, which in turn surpass their predecessors. A perfect example of this is Bluey. A lot of people consider Bluey to be an evolution of Peppa Pig, taking what already worked and elevating it to another level. If you compare the two shows, you'll notice how Bluey is a more modern and detailed version of what Peppa was. And plenty of people think the Healer family is even more fun. But in the end, which one is the best? Olivia or Peppa? Truth is, we don't have to choose. Each had its role and its moment. Olivia opened the door and inspired the creation of one of the world's biggest children's phenomena. Peppa, on the other hand, captured the hearts of kids and made history. And you, what do you think about this whole story? Your opinion is super important, so let us know in the comments what you think about this piggy showdown. Did Olivia deserve more? Is Peppa truly unbeatable? Or maybe Bluey has stolen the spotlight from both? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Through almost 400 episodes and 20 years of history, Peppa Pig has become a truly unique and original series, with iconic characters like Miss Rabbit and Super Potato, who don't exist anywhere else. Meanwhile, Olivia served as a fantastic inspiration for Peppa, but her story remained more limited to the world of books and her first few years on TV. She only had 2 seasons. So now comes the big question, who's better, the original Olivia or the iconic Peppa Pig? For us, Peppa Pig definitely wins. Not only is she cuter, but the show is far more captivating. We've left 2 incredible videos on your screen right now. If you want to keep having fun with more curiosities and mysteries from animated shows, just click on one of them. You can't go wrong. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.